in high definition. It's Evening Magazine for Friday, August 22nd. Now here's your host, John Curley.
Evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in on this Friday. Hey, you know, you got a chance to hang out with Pearl Jam's Mike McCready tomorrow. That's right, at Magnuson Park. We'll tell you about that in just a bit. But first, a Boeing employee 40 years ago worked on a 737. That was 40 years ago. He's still working on it. Jim Dever's got the story.
Bob Bogash is the keeper of a dream. A 90,000-pound,
We'll run the flaps back up.
93-foot wingspan dream.
I'm the #1 guy who loves this airplane.
For nearly 6 years now, the Seattle area resident has been driving out here to Moses Lake.
40 or 50,000 miles summer and winter.
To personally care for the plane he helped engineer and build for Boeing back in the 1960s.
This airplane and I have a long history and a special connection.
The aircraft is one of a kind.
You know, I'm in love with this airplane.
It's the prototype, airplane PA-099, the very first 737 ever completed, the first of what would become history's most successful line of commercial aircraft. In fact, today, a 737 takes off somewhere in the world every 5 seconds.
Of course, now they've sold over 5,000 of these airplanes.
When Boeing was through with the prototype, they sold it to NASA, where Fat Albert,
That's the name NASA gave the airplane.
went on to pioneer new technology.
All of the computer technology was developed on this airplane. Detection of clear air turbulence, wind shear, slippery runways, all kinds of things. Microwave landing systems were all developed on this airplane.
Some test pilots actually became backseat drivers.
A lot of people are shocked when they first come on this airplane because the first thing they see is the cockpit of another airplane.
The fully
That's what it
functional
is, really,
spare
the second
cockpit was
cockpit.
used to develop new flight controls that ended up in the space shuttle.
What they call glass cockpits, these TV screens in the front, you know, they were all developed on this airplane.
In 1997, NASA retired Fat Albert and donated it to Seattle's Museum of Flight, where Bob works as a volunteer.
I think I know as much about this machine as anybody.
So now the retired Boeing engineer and his retired airplane are back together again.
It's destiny, you know.
Every few weeks, Bob monitors her vital signs.
We check all the fluid levels and the air pressure in the tires.
Fuels her up
You can either pickle it
and takes her for a spin.
or you can run it. Brakes are set. This airplane's ready to run. NASA 515 is cleared 2, runway 32 right. She's not just a museum piece yet.
Just as he's done for the past 6 years, Bob roars down the runway, gets the 737 up to speed, and throttles down.
515 will exit.
Although completely airworthy,
She's ready to go.
the plane is not currently authorized for flight.
Aren't you just a little bit tempted to...
Oh, I'm a lot tempted.
But one day, very soon, this historic jet will take to the skies one last time, headed for her new retirement home at the Museum of Flight.
It will truly be its final flight.
A bittersweet ending for Bob Bogash, the man who helped bring this plane to life nearly 40 years ago. A machine that has been loved and given love in return.
We spent so much time together in the past, and then we were apart for a long time, and then our lives kind of rejoined again.
Now, if everything goes right, Fat Albert will fly again. The 737 will land in Seattle, be over at the Museum of Flight. It'll be outside for a little while, and then they'll build a beautiful structure around it. Always doing amazing things there at the Museum of Flight, like giving